this is the part that when I do this with the kids at home, I literally have to I have to constantly tell them, get away, because this is very hot. So what you're gonna do with all those beautiful juices, you're gonna add these tomatoes in. And if you were here at my house, you can smell the tomatoes. They smell great. I love tomatoes. Try to get all that goodness, all those juices out. Now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start smashing these tomatoes in. I didn't put anything else in, it's just tomatoes, onions. So what I'm gonna do is just smash the tomatoes, start breaking them down. Now again, my pot is on medium heat, and that's what I want. Now the next thing that I'm gonna add is some chicken stock. Now that the onions and tomatoes have married each other and they've met each other, we are now gonna add the chicken stock. 1 container, 1 box full. Again, if you need to watch your sodium, your salt, then get a low sodium. Make the recipe your own. We're gonna stir that in. Look at that. It's beautiful. While that's going, I'm going to open up a can of tomato paste. Now this is where the creaminess starts. This is what makes it nice and creamy, and you'll see when it's finally done. I've not added any extra water or any other seasonings other than the ones that you've seen me put in. Now here's the trick. When you put the paste in, make sure it's fully dissolved. If not, you're not going to get the tomato basil soup that you want. Now some people, you're saying, okay Alvin, you got all these ingredients in, where's the basil? If you're looking at my windowsill, you will see my basil plant. I started doing that a few months ago, where instead of using dried basil or oregano, anything like that in seasoning, I try to use the plant. Now this one I bought, you can find them a lot. They're very popular. I'm noticing them in a lot of the grocery stores. And if they're not in the grocery stores, go to your local nursery. They will have a basil plant as well as other herbs. And I like it because it's fresh. Now if you don't like that, then you can also use the dried basil. Keep in mind that when it's dry, it's a little bit more, has a kick to it. So if you're not a basil fan, be mindful of how much you put in. But I like fresh. So that is totally incorporated. And we're going to put the pot on. We're going to bring it to a boil. Once it starts boiling, we're going to simmer it down. In the meantime, I'm going to get my basil leaves ready. I love it. I love basil. When I think of basil, I think of Italian. And I love Italian food. Now, because I like Italian food, I am adding a lot of basil. Again, if you don't want to add too much, then don't. Okay, let's wash these off. Make sure we have no germs. And I don't pat them dry. Guess what? Because they're going into a liquid, so save myself the time. Just gonna give it a rough chop. That's it. So we'll wait for this to boil. Once it starts boiling, we'll simmer it down, put the basil in, and then we'll wait 20-30 minutes. We'll check for seasoning, then we'll blend it, and you're going to be shocked. Trust me, you're going to be shocked. As you can see, I have a few different herbs. I have my mint that I grew this summer, and it's not doing so well, so I might have to buy one at the nursery or at the grocery store. I have my basil that I like, and it's just nice to smell once in a while. And I just bought this one today. This one is oregano and some rosemary. Out of all the tools and decor in my kitchen, my favorite is my grandmother's mortar and pestle. And she used to use this. It's very worn. She used to use this to grind her garlic and make her different rubs for chicken or steak, whatever she used. And so when I see this, I always think about Grandma. And she was a great cook. See what I go? Grandma's with me. So let's check on the soup. Let me show you what it looks like now. It is looking mighty nice. So I'm gonna taste it. See if it's seasoned well enough. It's good. Because I put the salt in on the tomatoes and because I put the salt again on the onions, it's nice and already seasoned, so everybody's getting to know each other. Some people do the seasoning afterwards. I like doing it while things are being sauteed and cooked.